Hey YouTube, today we're going to be replacing this tankless 3600 watt hot water heater with a 14,000 watt hot water heater. Why? Because originally there was a 6-gallon tank hot water heater right here, and it ran on 30 amps coming out of this box. So it was easy to get the biggest tankless hot water heater that still ran on 30 amps. Because instead of running the wire down to the hot water heater, you just run it up to the tankless. And the input and output were right here. So instead of running those down, you run them up and instantly have a tankless hot water heater. Problem is, this doesn't put out enough heat. By the time you get hot water at the faucet, just one faucet, you can only have it at half pressure to get decent hot water. Otherwise, it's lukewarm water. This might be good if it was an under the sink application, but it's too small even to run 1 or 2 sinks. And we only have 3 or 4 sinks in this office, but it's too small. So we're going to be replacing it with a larger one, which means we have to replace this 30 amp circuit with a 60 amp circuit. And the number 8 or 10 wire that they have running is not going to be adequate. The new hot water heater said put in a 60 amp breaker with number 6 wire. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, here's the new hot water heater. We have a new 60 amp AC disconnect box with 2 60 amp fuses in it. Got the new 60 amp Eaton circuit breaker. I got the brand name circuit breaker. I paid twice as much for it. I guess everybody's buying these to put EVs in, and Home Depot and Lowe's were out of them. I had to pay up the yin yang for it on eBay. And we got a little bit of number 6 wire here. We don't have a big run. The circuit breaker box is here, and 10 feet away is the hot water heater. So luckily, and it's going to be an easy run. There's no sealant in this utility closet. So I'm going to start by shutting the water off here and unhooking the old hot water heater. I should also mention I'm going to shut off the breaker, the 30 amp breaker to the hot water heater before I get started as well. All right, shut the water off, unhook these. There wasn't that much water to drain, maybe a cup. Got the power off. Now I'll disconnect the electrical, pull the electrical line out, unscrew this from the wall, and then I'll test fit the new one. All right, this one mounts a little differently. It looks like we screw these onto the wall, and then it slides over 2 of these, and the weight of the unit just holds it in place. So I'll go ahead and screw 2 of these onto the wall. All right, that board's only 12 inches and it needs to be at least 14 inches. So I'm gonna have to replace that board. I gotta run back to the shop, of course. So in the meantime, I took the cover off the electric box, and I might as well run the electrical wire now in case I have to run back to the shop for something else for this job. So I'll go ahead and pull the wire out of the 30 amp old circuit and put the number 6 wire in with the 60 amp breaker. All right, I've got the number 6. The number 8 pulled out of the conduit. And yeah, it's about 3 or 4 feet long. So it's not a good perspective, but then it goes right there. So I'll undo that connector, pull it out of the box, and then I'll run my new number 6 in the box and then attempt to push it back through the conduit back into the box. Might be a little tough because it's fatter wire, but this didn't come out too hard, so I think I'll be able to do it. Right, I got the new number 6 ready to go. It was actually 6 feet. And I've got the box connector preloaded, so when I run this through the box, from the inside of the box to the outside of the box, this goes through the conduit into the circuit breaker box. Hopefully this will fit. All right, it's about an hour later and I've got the wire run up through the conduit into the box, around the box, through the strain relief, and back out again. And don't forget to put this nut on before you fish the wire through. Of course, I wouldn't do that. But all is good now. I'll put the cover back on this plate, run this wire over to where the hot water heater is, and then hook up the 60 amp circuit breaker. I'll snap that in, put a red wire on one side of the breaker, black wire on the other side, and neutral to neutral on the bus right here. All right, I've got the extra board mounted, the two clips that'll hold the hot water heater unit itself, and I marked the wall where the connector box, the electrical connector box, will go, and the wire will come out right there. Here's the wire. I just fish it down through the wall. All right, got the wire fished. I got the strain relief on. Got the drywall anchors in. I'm gonna go ahead and mount this box to the wall, tighten up the strain relief, tighten up these 3 screws. All right, we got the box wired. We've got the input coming out of the wall, going to line, the 2 hots, the ground. And then we got the line out going to the hot water heater, the 2 hots on this side of the fuse, and the ground. We just have to put the box together. And that consists of putting this cover on. And the pull-out electrical connector. And that's it on the box. Have to figure out why that lid's not latching. There it is. All right, now we hang the hot water heater itself, run the electric up to it, hook up the water, turn the water on. All right, we got it wired up. I just need to put this cover back on. Got the 2 hoses there. Got the power on. And I've got it set for 110. Let's go see how it does. All right, I had it at 110 and it just wasn't hot enough, so I just set it for 120. That's hot. And let's let it go for a few seconds. Still hot. I think that's a good job done. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching.